in this lesson I'm going to continue from the previous lesson, multiplying out brackets and collecting terms. So let's look at this first one here. We've got x plus 1 squared, then we've got a takeaway, that's really important. If you're not sure about that, maybe watch the last lesson. Then we've got double brackets again. Now to start off, I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to write this out a wee bit longer just to make this a wee bit easier to do. So let's start with the first one, x plus 1 times x plus 1, similar to the one before. So x times x, x squared, x times 1 is x, and 1 times x is x. So that's going to make a 2x. 1 times 1 is 1. Now because I've got a takeaway in front of this bracket, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply all this out, but I'm going to leave it inside a bracket and then multiply it through by the negative. So keep it in one big bracket. I'll show you what I mean by doing this. So x times x is x squared, x times 3 is 3x, and then there's going to be a 2x here, which is going to give me a 5x, and 2 times 3 is 6. Remember to multiply these numbers and not add them. So previous to what we did in the last lesson, we did this in the last lesson, you've got to multiply the bracket through by a -1. So again, if you want to write the -1 in there, that's absolutely fine, because that's what that means, a negative. So it's -1. So what that's going to do to everything is it's going to change the sign. So that negative, that's going to be a negative x squared, -1 times plus 5, negative 5x, and this one's going to be -6. So let's see that. Now I'm going to just repeat the first bit. Nothing's happening to that. So negative x squared, negative 5x, and -6. Okay, now it's time to collect things up that are the same. So I've got a plus x squared and a takeaway x squared. Remember, the sign in front of the term is what denotes what's happening to it. So that's takeaway. Then I've got a plus 2x and a takeaway 5x. And finally here, I've got a plus 1 and a takeaway 6. Now if you've got a highlighter pen, you can do this yourself. But x squared take away x squared, they cancel each other out. 2x take away 5x, that's -3x. And plus 1 take away 6 is -5. Really important in this line to be good with your negative numbers. Okay, we'll look at two more examples. So the first one here, we've got the bracket in the middle. I've got to be really careful because I got a negative in front. So I can write my x squared. And if you want to think about this again with a -1 there and you times it through, then what you're going to end up with is a -x and a takeaway 3 and then a plus 5. Okay, so collect up your terms. Now there's only two things that are the same here, which is this bit. So you're going to have x squared take away x and then plus 2. -3 add 5 or 5 take away 3. Okay, let's finish off with a harder one, where you've got the bracket in the middle, but you've got a squared. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do, as always, is just write this out as a double bracket. It's just easier to understand when you write it out long ways like that, and then the plus 7 at the side. Now when I times this out, and like in the previous screen, I'm going to leave it in one big bracket, and then I'm going to focus on the negative in front. So I'm going to leave it in a bracket like this. I'm going to do x times x, which is x squared. X times -2, that's -2x, but I'm getting another -2x here, so that's -4x. And -2 times -2 is plus 4. And then I'm going to put my plus 7 at the end. So again, notice I've times all that bracket out, but I've left it in the bracket here because this negative sign is going to affect it. And as before, you want to think of it as a -1. And then imagine that that -1 is multiplying everything in the bracket. So every part of the bracket is getting times by that -1. So x squared, take away x squared, -1 times -4x, that's plus 4x. And -1 times plus 4 is -4. It's not affecting the 7. The 7 is not in the bracket, so it's just a plus 7. Okay, let's collect things up to finish this off. So we've got an x squared and a -x squared. That's nice, they're going to cancel each other out. And then finally, we've got a -4 and a +7. Nothing can be collected with the 4x, so I've just 4x, and -4 add 7, or 7 take away 4, it's just +3 to finish.